All right, light up those pumpkins, everybody. Happy Michael Myers Monday, y'all. What is going on? We are live from HDN headquarters. Happy Michael Myers Monday. This is an epic Monday. You guys know what's up. The number one movie in the country, Halloween Kills, is finally here. How is everybody doing tonight? Happy Michael Myers Monday, y'all. Already see we've got a lot of our familiar friends up in the live chat already. Phil is here, Art is here, Darlene is here, Ken is here, of course, Larry is here, Protect Safes is here. Thanks so much. And to anybody new here, my name is Matt, Halloween Daily News. This is our weekly Geek Out where we convene with the Michael Myers community and talk about all things Michael Myers in the Halloween movie franchise. And I can barely contain my excitement. As you can tell, I can't even talk tonight because it is such an exciting time. The movie is here. We've seen it. Spoiler alert right off the top. If you've not seen Halloween Kills, I'm going to tell you right now, go see it and then come back and watch this later, please. Because we are going to be talking spoilers tonight. And for the first time ever on a Monday night live stream, we've got a special guest tonight. One of the stars of Halloween Kills, the number one movie, the record-breaking number one movie in the country, Carmela McNeal, is joining me tonight. We're going to talk about the film. We're going to talk spoilers. Again, spoiler alert, I'm going to say it a few more times, and then we're just going to go. And then we're going to, she's going to answer some of my questions, because I got a few, but then I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to take some questions from some of you guys. And so this is just a huge night for us. I knew we had to do something special, and Carmela was cool enough to extend the offer when we talked a few weeks ago. I hope you checked out our first interview. If you haven't already, you want to go check that out after tonight, because that's got everything that we won't cover tonight, everything that led up to the movie's premiere. And tonight we're going to take it from there and talk about her life and her experiences in the last couple weeks since our last conversation. So this is super exciting. If things look and sound a little bit different tonight, hopefully there's not going to be any technical glitches, knock on wood, but doing it slightly different, using the Zoom program so that we can bring Carmela in and actually have a live guest here tonight. So hopefully everything's going to work out. If not, just bear with me and we'll try to work it out as we go. Now, all that being said, we're going to do the format slightly different tonight. Not going to do a show and tell up top like I normally do. I'm just going to remind you we do have the official Halloween Kills mask and knife prop by Trick or Treat Studios. They are both in stock right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. If you order right now, you still got time to have them by October 31st. Okay? I see Protect Safes has already given a $20 super chat. Everybody, pause for just a second and let's give a toast and a happy Michael Myers Monday to ProtectSafes.com. Thank you. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Okay. Also, not going to run through the other headlines right now. If we have time later, we might talk about a few things. The bottom line is the movie opened to over $50 million. And I'm not going to go into it too much right now, but I just want to remind you guys, remember a few weeks ago when a lot of people were saying, oh, what about Venom? What's going to happen with Venom? And what I tell you guys, remember when those reviews came out? They weren't so great after the premiere in Venice, and I told you guys that's not a hard crowd. I told you guys Venom's not going to affect it. Remember the Peacock news? I told you guys it's not going to, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'm just saying, your boy here, it worked out. It worked out. We did it, guys. It broke records. You know, the most successful horror film and R-rated film of this entire pandemic day and date era. It's pretty damn impressive. And for a movie that was made for just $23 million, you know that Universal, Blumhouse, Miramax, everybody involved is thrilled with this. especially as they are on the eve of going into production on Halloween Ends. So this is just great news for everybody involved, and obviously I'm celebrating. We're all celebrating right now. The movie, I talked about my thoughts about it a little bit on Friday night during the Halloween show. I love it, is the bottom line. I'm going to talk about some more unfiltered thoughts and spoilery thoughts tonight once we get Carmela in here. Now, before I bring her in here, though, I do want to make a quick little announcement about our next big interview with a Halloween Kills cast member. And this is somebody you might not even know was in the film, and you might not even know the significance of it. But I don't know if you read my 2019 interview with Douglas Tate. He has been in this business for many years. He actually played Jason in the final scenes of Freddy vs. Jason, and he's been in a ton of big-time movies that you guys love, including Annabelle Comes Home and Hellboy. Well, he actually worked on a bit of Halloween Kills, doing a bit of doubling in a couple scenes for James Jude Courtney. And we talked to him, actually the first ever interview on the record with Doug, talking about his experiences working on Halloween Kills. But even before that, talking about his experiences working on a project that never came to be, a project that was called Halloween Returns. Many of you remember back in 2015, that was the film that was in development for a while. It fell apart. Ultimately, it didn't happen. Well, what you may not know is Douglas Tate was going to be Michael Myers, the Shape, in that film. He was pretty much the guy. He was the guy. The writer-director team of Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan have said so much on Sean and Christopher's show, The Thing with Two Heads. So what I'm going to do right now, before we bring Carmela in here, is give you just a couple minutes exclusive preview of my new interview with Douglas Tate. It's dropping tomorrow. In this clip, though, you're going to hear some never before heard info from Doug's point of view about his role as Michael Myers in what was going to be, back in 2015, a film that was going to be called Halloween Returns. So check this out. Yeah.
And then Halloween Returns comes up.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Yes. So I heard about Halloween Returns. You know, I didn't think much about it, but I was like, gosh, man, that would be like amazing. Because I know Rob Zombie did his.
Mm-hmm.
He had his Michael Myers. That was already done. I wasn't going to get in on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sean Clark calls me and says, hey, listen, I put your name in because I was with Sean Clark as a signing agent because of Jason. You know, he's my friend. And he's like, I put your name in with Malik. I told him about you. They haven't hired a Michael Myers yet. And I got a meeting for you to audition. And I was like, no way, are you kidding me? Like my whole body just was like, this is absolutely amazing. I cannot believe this.
Yeah.
So me and him go to the thing. Marcus is there, Malik is there. I talk to Malik. I tell him, like, you know, what a fan I am, and like this is like the character that I've been like playing since I was a kid, you know.
Yeah.
And he was fired up because, you know, I knew the history, so he thought, oh, this is cool. Yeah. We like this. So he's not just a guy coming in auditioning, you know. So, you know, Marcus has me do a scene where I'm on an electric chair, right? It was part of the film because he was on death row, you know, and he has me going, and I'm like, I'm going crazy, you know, my veins are popping and stuff. And then Sean's filming it, and then everyone's like, that was fucking, oh my God, that was amazing. So then me and Malik kept in touch about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I never signed a contract or anything, but Malik's like, you're my guy. You're my guy. You know, he never said you have the part or anything, but he's like, you're my guy. You're my guy. And I was like, that's all I needed to hear, right? And then time passed, and I was like, what is going on with this project? And it kind of faded away. And I was like devastated because I was like, oh my gosh, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
I said, this is it. This was my opportunity. I'm never gonna get to play this guy. Oh well, and you move on and you pursue with your career and stuff. And what I heard was that Harvey Weinstein, which we all know is a horrible person,
Yeah.
he was causing all these issues, and he wanted to shoot the movie in Eastern Europe, and he wanted to change this and he wanted to change that, and he didn't give a shit. Sorry,
Yeah.
my French, about the franchise. He didn't care. He didn't
Right.
know about it. He just was like, it's just a money thing. And Malik's like, we're not shooting in Eastern Europe. This is a Midwest film.
Mm-hmm.
It has to have a certain look. And he was causing all these issues. And Malik was like, you know what? I'm just going to let this contract run out. I don't want to deal with this guy.
Yeah.
Now everybody knows what a piece of crap he is. And Malik was having to deal with that. He had a horrible reputation, but he made movies that were successful. So, they obviously, did deals with him, but he couldn't take it anymore. So the contract ran out. That was it with Halloween Returns.
All right. Like I said, everybody, you will be able to see the full interview with Douglas Tate tomorrow. It's dropping right here on the HDN channel. Give me just 1 second. We are going to bring Carmela in here, guys. And like I said, this is a first for us. So bear with me technology-wise for just a second while we get the Zoom room up and going, and make sure that she can hear me and I can hear her. We're connecting now, guys. And again, if you didn't check out our previous interview, I highly advise you do that. It was a great interview, and we covered everything that kind of led up to this point and a little bit about Carmela's time on set. And we're going to be talking more about that tonight. And she's been kind enough to join us tonight. And of course, Carmela plays the character of Vanessa, previously credited in the 2018 film as Sexy Nurse. And she worked with our friend Michael Smallwood, who plays her husband Marcus, previously credited in the last film as Hunky Doctor. And we talked to both of them about how much it means to them and how cool it is that David Gordon Green brought them both back in the film and really expanded their characters in such a significant way. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Again, fair warning to anybody, spoiler warning now. And yeah, you guys can get your questions ready. I'm going to ask you, don't start asking them quite yet. Let's let's get, let me ask a couple of mine first, is what I'm saying. Let me ask a couple of my questions first. But yes, I will get to a place where we will turn it over a little bit more to you guys. Let's see who else has checked in here. Summit is in the house. Chad Francis, of course, is in the house, commenting on the Weinsteins messing up. Yes, I mean, as you heard, that project, Halloween Returns, yet another victim of Harvey Weinstein. But everything happens for a reason, and as you'll hear in the rest of that interview, it all has a happy ending and it all comes full circle. And Doug's got a great story to tell, as does our guest tonight, Carmela. I see Ryan Korn has checked in tonight. What's up, man? Ken is in the house. Great to see all you guys in the live chat. Now, like I said, this is the first time we're doing the live stream with a guest, so got a lot going on here. So if I don't get to all your comments and questions, obviously apologies ahead of time. We will get to that. But when we're ready to go, we will bring Carmela in here. Nola Ray has checked in, says, I watched your original interview with her and was so ready to see how she did in Kills. She killed it. Great job. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I agree. I think Carmela did an amazing job. I think Michael did an amazing job. I think everybody did. And I can go ahead and start giving you a few of my thoughts on the film right now. And but yeah, I mean, as I said Friday night, obviously I felt like it delivered everything that I was hoping to see and looking forward to. And the word I've been had in my head all weekend. I saw it Thursday night, but I've been saying ultimate Michael Myers. Like, this to me is a new level. This is ultimate Michael Myers to the ultimate degree, and I loved every minute of it. If there was any complaint, it was just that I wanted more of some things. I wanted more. But it totally delivered on pretty much everything that I was hoping to see, which is taking what worked and what we loved about 2018 and really just amping it up. Much in the same way that the 1981 Halloween 2 took what worked in the 78 film, and really amped it up there. Six has checked in, says everyone involved in that movie did an amazing job. Absolutely. And have you seen? There's been some really cool behind the scenes images posted over the weekend and then today. Christopher Nelson posted an awesome couple of photos of the gentleman Tom Jones Jr., who embodies Dr. Loomis in the flashback scenes. Again, this is the last time I'm going to say spoiler warning. So if you're anybody, spoiler warning. We're gonna get into spoilers now. All right, guys, we are going to try this now. Hopefully, this works. And we're going to switch over to, and everybody, let's extend a warm welcome. Let's do it like on any proper late night show. Give a warm welcome to our first ever Triple M Michael Myers Monday live special guest. She is one of the stars of the #1 movie in the country, the #1 movie of the pandemic, guys. Halloween Kills. Here she is, Carmela McNeil. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Michael Myers Monday, Carmela. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Well, I had a blast talking to you a few weeks ago. We really hit it off in that conversation, and we said then we were going to talk again. And I couldn't think of a better occasion than the first Monday after the release of the film, and especially considering the success of this film. I mean, it's got to feel great right now. I mean, it feels great for me just as a fan seeing this, and I said a little thing in the beginning about reminiscing about how worried some people, not so many are my regular viewers here, they kind of tend to think like I do, but a lot of people were worried about, oh, Venom is going to open on the same date, and oh man, the reviews out of Venice are gonna hurt the box office, or oh, Peacock is gonna kill the box office and they're not gonna make Halloween Ends. And I don't think anybody's worried about any of those things today.
We didn't know, but we're happy that it happened. We're blessed that it happened. I congratulate everyone because we worked really hard. So I'm glad that it was a success because there were some long nights and some long days, and everyone in the movie did amazing. And I know everyone doesn't like it, but that's okay. It's a movie, it's entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just glad that a lot of people saw it. So thank you so much for going to go see it. And thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts. And I know I speak for everyone for making it the #1 movie in America. This is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the #1 movie in America. And like I said, pretty much the #1 movie of the pandemic. I mean, #1 R-rated movie of the pandemic, #1 horror movie of the pandemic. I mean, it's in the top 10 of October openings, even without the pandemic. I mean, it's pretty awesome to see. Even from where I'm sitting, it's pretty impressive to see. And yeah, I don't mind saying, I told y'all so. I told everybody. I told it. Okay. Awesome. Okay, it looks like the sound is good. Everybody can hear us both
great.
now. I think I had a little glitch in the beginning, but it looks like everybody's saying that yes, now they can hear you, they can hear me. We're both on screen, so here we are. And again, guys, hold your questions for just a little while, and then I will turn it over and we'll take some questions from the live chat. But first, I'm gonna start with a couple. When last we talked, when last we left off, previously on, it was pre-premiere, and you had not seen the finished film yet, as none of us had, and since then you went to the LA premiere. We've all seen all the awesome pictures that came out of it. I love that they did a costume premiere. I thought that was totally awesome and fitting and unique and great.
Mm-hmm.
So before we even get to the film, can you tell us a little bit about that trip for you?
I don't know. I think I'm still in like a LA fog right now because it all felt like it happened kind of fast. I didn't know definitely that I was going to the premiere until almost like a week maybe before. But I was already kind of prepared in case it did happen because I was hoping that it happened. So the dress process was already being done. So when they turned it into a costume party, I was like, uh-oh, like, what do I do? But I made it work.
Yes,
so,
yes,
so thanks to my agent, Sean Clark,
yes,
for appearances, he he had contacted me prior to me coming to LA when he found out I was coming to the premiere, and he said, "Would you like to do a signing, your first signing?" And I was like, "Of course." So it was at the Sugar Mint Museum, right around the corner from the actual Michael Myers house in Pasadena,
right
California.
behind right behind the real
The
house.
Sugar Mint Gallery, yes, and everyone there was outstanding. I mean, from Sarah and her staff to everyone who was signing autographs with me, which was like the legends, Nick Castle and James Hugh Courtney and PJ Souls. And and of course, the thing with Two Talking Heads, like, with those two guys,
of course,
Chris and Sean, who were amazing. And also, the actor that played the young Michael Myers, I can't remember his name, Brian.
Oh yes, Will. Will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Will. Yes. Yep. So everyone was lovely. The fans were so dedicated and awesome. They stayed in line for about up to 4 hours in line, maybe even more than that. So I'm sorry if I got it wrong. But the line was wrapped around the corner, and it was just amazing to see. My first signing was unbelievable, and I just, at some point, like, I would just sit there and just like, they want my autograph. Like, this is so cool. And the movie didn't even come out yet. So, but it was some people who saw the movie, even though I didn't see the movie, they had already seen it. I almost wanted to ask them, like, how did you like it? What did I do? Like, because I didn't see it.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I'll see it Tuesday. Like, they had already seen it. So it was just good to see that Vanessa was already loved.
Yeah. And I did see a lot of photos from that signing, and I saw that. I saw photos of you guys on the porch at the original Myers house.
Yes. Oh, we went in the Myers house. Let's just put that out there. We went in.
That's awesome.
And we were in Judith Myers' room.
Oh.
It was. It's just the whole LA trip was just like a dream sequence. So I was on that cloud for meeting everyone. We stayed there till very late, not as late as Nick Castle, who's the OG and such the consummate gentleman. Like, he's awesome. We stayed, but he stayed longer because he's the OG. So he was willing to stay and make sure he signed every autograph, which is just a testament. A testament to who that man is, like, these guys play the toughest man in the movie universe, and they are so sweet. They are just the nicest, beautiful men. So so that was that kicked off the whole LA trip, because we just got into town that Friday. So that was Saturday, and then the rest was preparing for the premiere, and it was just magical being on the carpet, and then to see my co-stars again. Like, I couldn't wait to see Nancy. Like, Nancy and I had been communicating all up into it. Like, she, even when I was on the carpet, Nancy's like, "Are you there yet?" I'm like, "I'm there. I'm here. Come on." I couldn't wait to see her, and
that's so cool.
Seeing Kyle. Seeing Jamie Lee Curtis, seeing Jason Blum. Like, it was just, and seeing Ryan Turek and Ryan Freeman again, everyone. It was like a reunion. It was so cool. And seeing Anthony Michael Hall again, it was just, like a magical night. Like, I felt like Cinderella that night. I did. I did. And then we hung out afterwards, and we partied, and we celebrated, and it was just, I was in Hollywood, and I felt like I belonged there. That's what it was. That's what it was. My co-star Michael, and also Diva Tyler, like, they were there. Yeah, Michael Smallwood and his beautiful wife, they were there. Like, it was just like, I saw my little bro, so it was just like, it was a reunion. It was David Gordon Green. How the hell did I forget him? David Gordon Green was there, so I got to see him again. So the genius that he is, and the queen herself, Jamie Lee Curtis. So it was just like, I was on the same carpet with them, which was, and Omar Dorsey. It was just, it was so many people. Tristan, like, I could go on for days, but you know what I mean. It was just.
Oh yeah, they're also great in the film too, and
everyone
for you to see the film and experience the finished product, because people that we imagine that you guys don't know all the other, scenes and stuff. Like when I talked to Michael, he said that every now and then he'll see some of these previews and he's like, I had no idea that they were shooting that, or, because you're so removed from those particular parts. So for you to sit there in this environment, in the same room as all the people you just named, these icons and more, that was just a few
that was just
from this
some,
film,
right.
but there was a ton more. And so to experience the finished film that way for the first time, how did that feel for you?
Well, I was sitting next to my husband, who has been there when times have been hard in his career. So I felt like I kind of watched him more to see his reaction. And I just saw him smiling the whole time. He was just so proud, which made me proud, because I told him this whole week I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, because he was the one who was working while I was doing this career. And, he's the one who said, go ahead and go after and do what you love. So it's our victory, it felt like, for me. So to see him sitting there smiling and then me watching myself on the screen, it was just like, it felt like a dream. This whole thing is just a dream. It's just a magical dream, because it just feels like it's like all magic. Like how I always do this when I compare things or have to tell you things, like when Mickey had the wand and he did like this, and like all the stars go around, like, or Tinkerbell or whatever. That's how I feel, like someone just has a magical wand and I'm just in it, rolling around. Like, that's exactly how I feel right now. But it was just, it was great to see myself. And like you said, we didn't know what they were going to use, what they weren't going to use. But I really love what I saw. And Vanessa was even more than what I thought she was going to be. When I described it to you before, she was funny too. She was sassy. She was funny. She was tough. She was, so yeah, she was all of that. So it was good to see it all translate on the screen. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, having talked to you and Michael and Diva and some of these others, I mean, it was great. But specifically your and Michael's conversations, it was great to kind of see that translate, because I was somewhat envisioning based on you guys, but yeah, it was even better than what I was imagining, kind of like you said. And I really loved, and again, now we'll get into some of the film now, some of the more spoilery stuff. So again, last time, turn it off if you haven't seen the movie, and then come back and watch it. But so I mean, the intro, even like the first time we see you guys, I love that in the bar setting, and it's clearly, later the same night, obviously, as we know it would be. But I loved that you guys were kind of the entry point into the bar, which served as our entry point into our legacy
2018 and 2018 as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it brought it right into there, and yes, into the 2018 storyline in general, that timeline. That was you guys were the entry point, and kind of that link back to the previous film, and reminding that it is that previous night in a very kind of visual, visceral way, that here they are. You remember this couple that were getting in the car, and here they are again. And
there they go.
And yeah, and then you guys are in it from there. And I even loved the I'm probably going to be doing this a lot tonight because it's still in my head. I'm still just going to be saying what I loved and just geeking out a lot tonight.
No, do it. Do it. I'll do it with you. Let me know. Count it off. Let's go.
But yeah, I mean, there's just so much I loved. Like I loved y'all's interaction, the banter again, and just your relationship. And it was like you described, she's sassy and tough, and but they've got this. It doesn't all play out like you think it's gonna, like you're a little annoyed at first, and but then Marcus goes and he kind of gets some background and gets a little more context to, hey,
right.
They got something going on here, and it's like, oh yeah, I did hear about that. And another great illustration. Again, I know I'm doing all the talking and they want to hear you talk, but I'm
no,
just
go ahead. They'll hear me.
Out, but it's just and these guys are geeking out too. I can say I can't even look over there right now, but yeah, I mean, I loved how it illustrated how the events of 40 years ago had kind of, they were very real for the people that lived them, obviously, but for y'all's characters, it was almost this myth that like what was real, what wasn't, and there I saw a lot of little hints of that in the movie, even when like Karen and Allison are telling the officers their story, and of course Allison has certain information that she's telling that Karen doesn't have, so their stories don't exactly match up because they and again it's kind of like you guys not really having all of that. So
Right.
I guess to get to the question, what can you tell us about working in that bar scene? Let's start there.
Well, the bar scene was one of the first shoots that we did. It was the first shoot that we rehearsed. So it was the first time meeting everyone that's in the scene. So it was the first time basically that we met the legacy characters in real life.
Yep.
And everyone met up that day and we did a rehearsal, and the nerves, that's when I was telling you the nerves were everywhere because we all were nervous. We all had something, to show and prove.
Yes.
And, so each one of us too, it's crazy. Each one of us had something to prove almost. And then you had David, who was probably biting his nails to the gristle, hoping that we could show up and do what we thought, what he thought we could do. So yeah, so that scene is special to me because of that. It was the very first time, and then it was the first night shoot that we had, which was it was hard. And shout out to all the extras and everyone else who was there too, because we had some long nights, and everyone was a trooper and everyone was tired, but you cannot tell it when you watch that movie, and it was so worth it. It's so worth it.
Yeah, and there are a lot of extras in that scene, like you said, a lot of just Haddonfield residents and of all different types and everything.
And you have to think about it. Not only are they and they're waiting for a long time as as extras or whatever, but also they have costumes on. So now you're standing there doing the same thing over and over, So yeah, and the crew too. We all had some long nights. It was brutal. It was brutal. And you probably heard like everyone talk about it, like David and Kyle and everybody probably talks about it, because it really was. It was a labor of love. It really was.
Yeah. And so obviously you filmed multiple nights just there getting that bar scene in. I mean, because there's quite a bit going on there, and like you said, that's where we are introduced or reintroduced to so many of our main characters. So it was a couple nights in the bar, I guess, long nights.
Yes, there was a couple long nights. yes, it was a lot.
And another thing I loved about that they did with the Tommy Doyle character is how it seemed it was kind of tradition for this group that he was the teller of the story of the legend of Michael Myers, and I thought that was especially fitting. I was thinking about it this weekend that it'd be Tommy going back to 78 because he was the one. Him and Loomis were the ones all along saying that this, basically that this is more than a man. This is something else. This is the boogeyman, and nobody believed until the end when Laurie did believe, of course. And so I kind of thought that was kind of fitting that Tommy is still kind of the one that reminds everybody each Halloween, it seems, that, hey, this is why you're supposed to be afraid on this night.
And if you notice, like, and I don't understand, I don't know if this was a nod, if this was in David's mind, but Tommy also was the same person, like you said, who was bringing it up before. It was the boogeyman that he saw, with the boogeyman that's out there, and no one really believed him until, like you said, Laurie did at the end. It's almost like if you listen closely in the bar, he says he says in the beginning, he says something like someone was killed at the gas station or whatever, and then Marion says, "Oh, Tommy, it might, that's not him. Like, you don't even know if he was on the bus," something like that. Like, again, he's getting like whatever, Tommy, but it still haunts him. That's his trauma. Like, it still haunts him to this day, that he's still talking about it. That it's something that someone else wouldn't think is related to Michael. He already thought that it could be. So yeah, it was definitely his trauma, and that was shown when he spoke of everyone's experience with Michael when he was on stage. Yes,
absolutely.
And what a great job by Anthony Michael Hall too, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I thought he stepped into the role really, really admirably, really, I mean, powerfully, and as you mentioned in our previous interview, had a pretty big weight to carry coming into this. I mean, Tommy's a major character for the franchise and a major character in this particular film and one of the driving forces.
Right.
So he definitely, you know, had a lot to carry. But yeah, I thought he did a great job.
He did. He really did.
And I love what you just said, that yes, that's another kind of link that of course it would be Tommy that would kind of be the first to kind of red flag this. It's him.
Right.
You know, like he knew right away, oh, it's definitely him, even when they're saying, oh, it's not him. He knew right then before anybody else. And then moving into later on in the story, you know, as you guys are leaving, of course, there's a great kind of a callback scene when you come to the car, and it's kind of a callback to Annie in the original '78. Nancy Loomis, Annie's character, when she comes to the car and doesn't notice the foggy windows, and we know, you know, that's so ingrained in us that as soon as I saw you go and I'm seeing those windows, I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh no, this
you automatically know, like,
she's not gonna make it out of the car. Oh no, this is not good. But I thought that was a brilliant callback and a brilliant play on our collective knowledge of that scene, that you know, it doesn't play out exactly like that, and also kind of gives us a little more character to Vanessa, that you know, she's not gonna be
that's my reasoning. That's my reasoning for thinking it was a brilliant scene, because she got out that daggone car. That was my when I read that. Remember, I was telling you, and I couldn't really tell you. There was a point when we got the script that Saturday before I left that Tuesday, and I was laying on the floor in our room and I was reading, and my husband was laying next to me. We just pulled it out and just started reading it on the floor. And we read that part, and I was like, oh, well, you know, it was cute. You know, I was in the bar, I was with them, and now I'm about to die. So I'm reading, and I'm like, oh, I was like, oh shit. She gets out the car. And then we just start jumping around like, she gets out the car. I was like, I'm still in it. Like, so we were excited, to say the least. That she was still in it. So that's why that scene is brilliant to me. So
Yeah, well, it was great. And again, I mean, it's subverting our expectations and surprising us in ways that we didn't know we wanted to be surprised. And then it carries through with this other inmate that, you know, is kind of the mistaken identity, and that itself is kind of a throwback, I think, to the Ben Tramer accident in the original Halloween 2, you know, where that was, and there's been other times in this franchise where, like, even in Halloween 4, there was a moment where there's a couple kids in Myers masks, and so it's
mistaken
kind of been
identity.
It's kind of been a bit of a recurring thing in a few of these films, and this one really took it, like it did everything, it took it to the next level, and I thought they did it in a really smart way by bringing, you know, addressing one of the other inmates, which is something that I don't remember ever being addressed in any of the films, because even in that original, they're all out there outside the asylum. Who's to say another one didn't wander off into the woods that Halloween night and go do some crazy shit somewhere?
Right. Haddonfield would die, though. The whole Haddonfield would just die, because they couldn't take any more. Like, if someone else was out there on the loose too, oh, it would be hard to sell your house in Haddonfield, I'm telling you.
I don't know. So then I got so much to but I love again some of the hilarious moments with you guys, with you and Michael, and one of my favorites, and maybe you can tell us, because I know you said that there was a lot of improv and a lot of freedom to kind of, so maybe you can tell us if some of this was scripted or whatever, but I loved the line when you're like, I'm a doctor, he's a nurse. And, and it's just, you know, and of course your costumes are the opposite, and I just, you know, and there were some other really great ones too, but was that always scripted like that, or how much of those kind of funnier moments were
When I
always in the
tell
script?
you, when I tell you that David Gordon Green is a genius, I mean it.
Hmm.
This was not in the script. What was in the script was that I was a nurse and he
Hmm.
was a doctor.
Okay.
And when we ran the scene, David said to me, "Why don't you switch it? Say he's the," and that's how it happened. And every time from then on, I said it
Hmm.
that way. And that's what he wanted. And he came up with that. So when everyone was saying that Vanessa was funny, I was like, when was she that part about the doctor? And I was like, really? That was funny? So yeah, but the first time we did it, we did chuckle because of Robert's line. So
Yeah.
Longstreet, he has the line and he's like, I figured something like that. So yeah, we all laughed at first and then
Yeah.
yeah, we kept doing it, but it was all that I can't take. Well, I would never take credit because I didn't write it. It ain't like I wrote it, but David, either way, he would have got credit for it, right? So yeah, he came, he came up with that at the last minute because that's just how genius he is. Yeah, man,
It's
it's
just
brilliant.
a great, it's just a funny line, and the way you deliver it, just matter of factly, like, because you guys aren't playing at this point. It's like, rightfully
Right,
so.
right.
Like, there's a maniac on the loose on Halloween night in Haddonfield. It's not time to play around, and you're with
Mm-hmm.
the survivors. So but I love yeah, that was just one of the most hilarious moments. um and I loved the callback about the stethoscope, and
Mm-hmm.
because I just rewatched 2018, and that was a hilarious. Let me go. I can't leave without my stethoscope, and hey, it
Right,
was in my pocket the whole time,
right,
and
right,
I
right.
and here he is again. I need my stethoscope, and then of course one of my favorite parts too is the payoff there when he actually puts that stethoscope to good use, and uses it as a weapon. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, I know it's not going to
Yeah.
end well, but I'm like, damn right, he is, using what he's got. And
Right.
so, and
That's
I guess that always in the script too, or how did that part come?
the stethoscope.
Yes,
Oh yeah, that was in
that
the
was
script, I
a through
believe.
line.
I believe, yeah, I think that was. I'm trying to think of 2018. Was it the stethoscope? Because I remember David gave him a direction right before, but I'm not sure. You probably have to talk to Michael about that.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
either way, it works.
It
It
Yeah,
works, and it worked all the way through from 2018 all the way
yeah.
till until Michael around his neck. So yeah, it was a that's his thing. That's yeah. And then
The-
there's a part. I don't know. Marion had it around her neck, and so he gives it to Marion as well, which was a nod because she was a nurse, so
yeah,
she had it. I don't
yeah,
know if that might want to look in it. It might be an Easter egg or whatever you call it, but yeah, that's
yeah.
in there as well. And that's what he says. He says he has to go back in and get it from that lady. The lady has it.
That's exactly right. Yes, that's what he says. Yep,
It was Marion
yep.
who had it. Hmm.
Of course,
Yeah.
perfectly fitting. Of course,
Hmm.
she would have it. Um,
Hmm.
you mentioned Robert Longstreet. Now we talked a lot about working with a lot of your co-stars and a lot of these returning characters. Robert Longstreet stepping into an iconic character, but he's a new actor to the franchise, this film, and we didn't get to talk about working with him in the last interview. So maybe you can tell me a little bit about what he was like on set.
I just text Robert the other day. We just text each other. I was at the airport coming home, and I just told him that I really, really enjoyed his performance. Like when we were sitting there, I don't know if you can hear his line. I laugh every time. I've seen the movie 3 times now since the premiere, and each time when he says his line, which was changed at the last minute about the wine, I forgot. It was a French term, and then he said, which means that this shit is good or something like that. He said, "Man, I laughed every time, and I wasn't supposed to
Yeah.
laugh." Like I had to stop myself from laughing at him because he's so damn funny. He's so good. Like
Yeah.
he's so great as an actor. His nuances are amazing. When we were in Wilmington, we had some downtime, and there was a show on HBO that Robert was on. It was an anthology series, and he was on it. And I remember watching it, and I remember just being in awe because it was just him. It was just
Hmm.
him in that room, and he did this whole half an hour uh, a performance, and it was
Wow.
amazing. And I remember coming back like telling him how it was a privilege to even work with him after seeing him do that. And he was just like, what, me? Like, he's just like a down home guy, but he's so great. He's good. He's a great actor. Now, he might be new to this franchise, but he's a great actor. And he's been acting for a while. He's also did some things with David before as well. So, yes. Yeah. His future is just as bright as it's ever been, I'm sure. He's great.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And a great person as well. He gave me great advice as well, too. Yes, he's a great person.
Very cool. Very cool. Another one of those strong bonds and friendships that go well beyond Haddonfield.
I have so many. My heart is full of Halloween. And like my heart is like half orange, half red. I'm telling you.
I love that. Half orange and half red. I like that. That's kind of like my heart, I think. I think we could,
yeah. It's full of fans right now, too.
That's right. Let's see. I'm going to get to some viewer questions in a minute, but let's now talk a little bit about the SUV scene, when Michael makes his presence known, and this time it's not the other inmate, and it's definitely him. What are some of your memories of filming that sequence? I imagine it took numerous nights to get the whole thing. What can you tell us about that?
Well, Aaron Armstrong, who plays Michael Myers in the flashback, who did an awesome job as well. He was the stunt coordinator. So he got with us and got with Kyle and I, Michael, Nancy, everyone that was in that scene. And we all got together. I have my pajama pants. I'm very comfortable right now. We all got together and we did rehearsals. And it didn't look too good at first. It didn't, the way it was on the paper did not translate when we was all in the car looking crazy, like just running around trying to figure it out. And this one was trying to get here and there. So the choreography had to get down. it had a lot of work. And I think David was a little bit worried. The first rehearsal he had to stop. He was just looking at us like this, work with them. So we were supposed to have like 1 day, maybe 2 days of rehearsal. He made us rehearse that whole week. He was like, I'll be damned if y'all jack up my movie for this damn car scene. Y'all gonna work your asses on this damn car scene. So we worked that thing for like a week, breaking it down, getting it together. Then Nancy had actually, she had an injury that she was getting over. I think it was like on her leg or her foot or something like that. So it was hard for her to get back and forth, which was hard for her because she's so strong. She's like a little ox. So she's like, I want to do it. Like, I want to move back and forth. Like I can do it. And David's like, well, you're fragile and, so she didn't want to get treated like that. But so we had some difficulties with that. So it was just, just learning the rhythm of it and getting it together, and Kyle getting her scene together. So we spent a lot of time together rehearsing that particular scene to get it right.
Oh, I bet. And so a lot of that, it sounds like most of that was kind of with Aaron and working out exactly how the kills, I guess you could say, were going to happen, and how Michael's, I don't know what you would call it, his stalking, his prelude to the kills was going to play out.
Yes, he worked with James. He worked with us. We did several rehearsals, just us, because we needed the most work. James just comes in and is just like, I know what I'm supposed to do. But we were the ones who needed all the work. So we did a lot of all of us together. And then James came in and we did some rehearsals together as well. And then there were some stunt women as well. And they came in and they did some work as well. So we all worked together. It was a lot, yes.
And I mean, I figured y'all had some stunt doubles for some of that stuff. But what were some of the more challenging aspects of? I mean, was it getting out of the car through the? I mean, what was some of the more challenging aspects for you?
Screaming, because How do you practice screaming? Like, where do you rehearse that at? Like, I was in a hotel. I couldn't scream in the hotel. I couldn't. So it was just like, how do I know if I can scream? I can't whistle and I can't snap my fingers good. So I was like, well, maybe I can't scream good too. So it was good to good to know that I could scream. But that was probably the hardest part because I was like, if I can scream and I do scream, when will I not be able to scream? Like, how many screams do I have in me? Like, can I have enough for a whole night of screaming? Or do I just have a couple screams in my bucket? So I didn't know. So it was good to know that my lungs are good. They're really good. And I was screaming. That was me. The jumping out of the window, we did a different jump out of the window for me.
Okay.
There was, because they wanted to see my face initially. So I jumped out and held like this and came out front ways.
Okay.
But then my stunt double, I'm going to kill myself. Because I need to know her name. Niala, I think that's how she says it.
Okay.
She, and I'll get it later, but because I want to give her the right props. She did the falling out of the car that you see that made it on the in the actual movie of her falling, and that's her. But everything else was me. And we did do versions of it of me jumping out the car most of the time. So I thought I was going to be jumping out the car. I'm like, they're going to use me because I did it a whole bunch. I'm my own stunt person. And then I saw her and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. She got it. Yeah. I let her have that one. No, she did a great job.
It was definitely a harrowing scene, and with other callbacks to '78 and Nancy's first encounter with Michael back then. There was definitely some callbacks there, with him getting on the roof and how he's attacking her through the window, and then another great line that you get, and I don't remember the exact, but you're basically like, you give me that. I've shot one before. And I thought that was another just perfect Vanessa and Marcus moment, and believable, and then just as you guys had presented those characters up to that point, and he's not arguing. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Right. He knows better.
I love you.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was all great. And so that too, that was always in the script and everything for you to say?
No.
Okay.
No, that was not in the script at all. And it's funny, it was added later. I believe it was in ADR, and there's a whole backstory behind it too. So initially, when I first got to Wilmington, when I told you in an interview that I met Nancy.
Yes.
First, like her and I worked together first, and we hung out together first and all that. Well, initially we had to go when we first got there after fitting. We went to the gun range, and before we went to the gun range, I was talking to David, and he was like, "Isn't it going to be fun? You're going to go to the gun range. You're going to be able to shoot a gun." Blah blah. I said, "David, I've shot a gun many times before. Like, this is not the first time I've shot a gun. Like, I was in a profession where I had to shoot a gun. Like, I shot a gun. So I know how to shoot a gun." And he was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." So when we went to the range, I was excited about shooting. And Nancy was like, "No, I don't do that. I don't touch guns. I'm not with it, whatever." So it was making her calm about the guns. I was trying to help her out, and we just became close. And after a while, it was a little bit fun to her. I know she won't probably admit it too much, but it was still uncomfortable. But I was having a blast. They were they were happy that we were there, so they were giving us like crazy guns, giving me crazy guns to shoot, guns that was like blowing me back, and I was just having a great time just shooting all types of guns. They were like, try this one. So I was just shooting like crazy, and Nancy was sitting there like, this is horrible. Like, So that was the opposite right there. So that's how we became close initially anyway. So so the shooting, so that happened, and so I'd already known how to shoot. So when it came time, which was the most nerve-wracking probably part of the whole experience for me, was that night, because that was the night that I knew that I had to do the shooting. And So I was already nervous about it because I had to do it. And then we had to do the whole sequence again, you know, like do the whole thing. And then when the shooting came, I felt like it got so quiet. Like I know a set is quiet, but I felt like it got even more quiet. Like it was just like you can hear like a mouse pissing on cotton. It was so quiet. And then like right before I got ready to do it, because it was not CGI. That a lot of things that we did were not CGI. Like Loomis was not CGI. Like everyone's saying, he was not. That is the clever Christopher Nelson. That's what that is. So
another genius.
And team, yes. So I had my wig that was done by the talented Brian Moss. And he had curled that thing to perfection, which is hard because it's a synthetic wig. And anyone out there knows that synthetic is hard to curl. That man worked hard on that wig, okay? All right. And then, so he had two of them. It was one for me and it was one for Niala. I believe that's the way he's saying that. So she had one as my stunt. And then if they put the pack on my head and if it exploded and it got on my hair, we would have to halt production to go wash the hair, curl the hair, and it was a lot. And it wasn't a complaint at all from Brian. He was ready to do it, but I was like, I got you. Like at this time, we had developed a friendship, and I don't know what I was saying I had, but I was telling him, don't worry. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't know I had it because I was still nervous about doing it. But I was like, I got you. Don't worry about it. We got this. You won't have to do it or whatever. And then they suited me all up, and then I got ready to do it. And what you saw was what you got because it was one shot. It was one take. Take. That's it. That whole dying, everything was one take. So I laugh now when people laugh about it and they get a good reaction out of it because it was a difficult scene for me to get ready for because there was so many layers to it of, you know, coming close and knowing where my marks were to shoot because I was supposed to miss. If I didn't miss, can I say this? Let me come in close to this. No, I want to talk to the fans, okay? Oh, how many is in here? 41 of you that's in here?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. If Vanessa was a marksman, she would have killed Michael, and then there would be no ends. The story would have stopped right there. What are y'all thinking? Why are you cussing me out? Why are you cussing Vanessa out? If she would have killed the man, then what? Then what we would have did? We was left the movie theater and it would have been all. She couldn't kill the man. And she was in a high pressure situation. Let me put you in a situation with Michael Myers and see if you can shoot like a marksman. You can't. Okay. All right. So leave her alone. Leave Vanessa alone. Okay.
No, I think you're right. I think a high pressure situation like that, even the best marksman, you know, I mean, it's Michael Myers. It's the shape staring you down. And
maybe she wanted to go call 911 too. Everyone's saying what took her so long. Maybe she wanted to call 911. Maybe the bricks were too heavy for Kyle to put in the bag altogether and her to drag it over to the man. Y'all stop analyzing this movie and just have fun. It's a movie. Have fun. Yeah. That's it. It's a fun movie.
Oh, and
leave us alone.
It is.
I'm just kidding.
No. You're exactly right. No, I think you're exactly right about all that. But yeah, I mean, and to hear that was one take. That is amazing too. You know, I mean, like you said, so much that you had to, you know, fire at the right spot and everything, and all of that. And
hit my marks. I had to hit my. You have marks on the ground. You have marks up here. You have, you know, and then right before when I tell you that it was very quiet, you hear David say, "Carmela, when you die slow for me." I was like, "How the hell do you die slow?" Like, damn it! Like I gotta die slow. I gotta have the pack on me. Like it was just so much, and I'm just like, okay. And I guess I did it. I nailed it. So I definitely, I feel like I did a great job. So yeah, the reaction in the movie theater shows me that I did a great job. Whether you think it was funny, whether you said ooh ah, you know, whether you think I was dumb, whatever the case is, not me. whether you thought Vanessa was dumb. That's, you know, that's just, it is what it is. But I'm glad you all saw it, and I'm glad you enjoyed it some kind of way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It was an awesome moment, and yeah, just that whole sequence and so many awesome moments there, and then you know later when you know you guys were kind of part of one of Michael's artistic postcards. I know Christopher, when I interviewed him back in 2018, he talked about he and David were doing kind of postcards of terror that Michael would leave after, and there was a lot of those in Kills, quite a few. He was quite artistic in a lot of there. And then you guys are left wearing, you know, two of the famous Silver Shamrock masks. How was that shooting that?
Well, I knew that they were the Silver Shamrock masks at first when we first put those on, and when I read it in the script as well, it was in the script. So when I read it in the script, I knew that that's what they were. But for some reason, I didn't know in the universe how iconic those masks were.
Yeah.
So when I first saw the preview, the trailer, and I saw the spoiler in there with us on the, and I saw the mask. At first, I was like, why would they do that? Like, why would they show? But then I realized that those masks mean a lot to a lot of people, and it was a great callback. So to sacrifice us for it, I guess that was okay. You still didn't see how we actually died, so that's I'm glad that they kept that as a mystery. But after a while, I wasn't that upset about it when I saw it. But at first, I was like, why would they show us? You know, but yeah, I understand the callback. I understand the importance in this universe. So I'm glad that we were able to actually wear the Silver Shamrock mask. So like, yeah, Vanessa will be tied to that.
Oh, definitely.
Skeleton mask now forever.
Absolutely. And
Forever.
I was thinking about that too, that now, I mean, that's one of the coolest things. And my friends here on most Mondays know I'm a big Halloween 3 fan, you know, a lot. It's, and I love those masks, especially. And so the fact that they even brought them back just for a second in 2018 and then in such a bigger way in this film, and really kind of bringing that kind of one-off movie, because for so many years, so many people kind of hated that film because it was, and now it's kind of found a new respect over the last. It's kind of found its audience and some acceptance and reevaluation in the last few years, last decade or so, and now it's one of the most popular of the older ones. But I love how they brought the Silver Shamrock mask and even had the little logo buttons on them and everything, just like they're supposed to be. And I just thought that was so cool, and how now they are not just Halloween 3 masks. Now they're Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills masks. I mean, every bit as much as their Halloween 3 masks. So it's really like they're even more, you know, so much, maybe not quite like the Myers mask, but you know what I mean? They're like elevated to an even higher place in this franchise. Now I feel like. And
and respectfully so, because like you said, it didn't get that much credit because it was you know, it didn't have Michael Myers in it at the time. And I remember when you would just constantly hear that song, like it would always play, but it wouldn't get, you know, people started to like it later, like you said. So it's great to have a nod to that, because the people who know, and it's good to show some respect to some of the other of Halloweens that have come before Halloween Kills in 2018 as well.
Absolutely. And I told Michael when I interviewed him, because I know he's big into cosplay and going to conventions. And I told him, I said, we're going to see a couple's cosplay of Vanessa and Michael now at these horror conventions. I wasn't even, I'm serious when I told him, and I'm calling it. We are going to be seeing, this is going to be one of the hot new couples cosplays, I predict. And I could even see how you could do both versions. You could do you guys pre-running into Michael earlier.
Right.
And then you can incorporate the masks and do it post Michael, and either way, it's gonna make some awesome couples cosplay. I feel like.
Matt, I'm gonna need you to put in a call. Put in a call the people, get the people who want it. Let's go. Let's get it.
When I see that, when I see that out at conventions at some point, which I predict will probably happen probably within the next year, I bet. I'm going to be tagging you guys, and I'm going to say, I told you so. I called it. And to all you out there, I called it. See, some couple out there right now is like, get to work right now. Start putting it together right now.
Working on their hunky and their sexy, huh?
That's right. Exactly. That's it.
Get your hunky ready for next Halloween. Get your sexy ready for next Halloween.
That's it.
So, yeah, I hear it. I'm here for it. I might dress as the doctor next year, as the nurse doctor, as Marcus next year. Shoot.
That's right. There you go. Well, now you've got a go-to costume if you're ever, if you're ever in town.
If I'm ever in the mood to feel
always
sexy,
got an
I'll
easy
put that
go-to
on.
now.
Yeah. How about I just put the red fishnets on with the doctor costume and the stethoscope? There you go. It's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And put the heels on. Those infamous heels.
Well, I was going to ask you, what was the most difficult part? Was it the heels? I know you mentioned that in the last interview, but what was the hardest part of the shoot for you?
It was definitely the heels. It was the heels. The heels. Everyone was running, and I was running too, and they were the heels. And not only that, a little BTS, because they won't put this in, but Carmela had took a little tumble in the heels. And I slid into home base with those heels on after I pushed Marcus. In one take, I had slid my behind almost damn near inside mixed bar. And it was very brutal. And then I looked up and all the Ryans were there and all the producers were there and David was there. Everyone was right there for me. Because I scarred myself up like I was a little kid playing on the street, like back in the day. Yeah, like just tumbling around. So yeah, I was scarred up for a while and I was sore, but I got right back up and did it and kept going. And we had to do it. And after that, we had to run. That's when we had to run around the corner for Tivoli. And that was with the hurt legs and the heels as well. So yeah, but everyone was good. They made sure I was comfortable after I had took a tumble, and it worked out well. It worked out well.
Tough. Oh man.
Oh yeah, it's hard being a woman. It's hard.
Yeah. I hear you. All right, I'm about to go over to the live chat, so get ready, guys. But the last thing I wanted to ask, what is your favorite memory from the set? Do you have like a specific moment or memory? Is there any one that kind of is best for you right now?
My see, I tried to make it through this whole thing. All right, hold on, because I'm tough. I'm not gonna cry. So we get a call sheet and a schedule or whatever, and usually when you're wrapped, they let you know it's your last day that you're wrapping. So I didn't know. I thought I was wrapping on this particular day, but I wasn't sure. And so we were on set, and it was a long night, and we were on set, and we were doing our scene. There was another scene going simultaneously to our scene that we were doing, and I remember not feeling too well because I was just sick. We were just like off a week and I was sick in my room like that whole week prior to it. So I wasn't feeling my best. And I was pushing through this night, but this night just happened to be the funnest night that we had working together. Like it's the night in the scene. I'll tell you the scene is when we pull up to the hospital where Lonnie and Tommy are already there with Cameron, and we pull up. That was that night. And so I remember getting some cake because they had brought out some good cake, and craft services that brought out, Miss Barbara had brought out some good cake, and it was like a strawberry cake, and it was good. And I was tearing the strawberry cake up when I was bungled up because it was a little chilly that night. And then they called me over, and I thought it was time to go do another scene or something else, or maybe they wanted to touch up something. And Attila Euchre was the AD right underneath David, and he he did this whole speech about me and just said how wonderful I was. And it was just, they were rapping me and they said the sweetest things, and it was all a surprise. And I looked, and it was a long line of everybody on the crew just to give me a hug. And the first person I remember hugging was, because I was crying like crazy. And Michael Smallwood just hugged me, and he just held me. And he was like, "You did great, girl. Like, you did great. Like, we did this, like you did it." And then I just saw everyone. I saw tears in people's eyes that were in the crew, and I was crying. It was the one person who wasn't there though was David, because David doesn't like that kind of stuff, I don't think. So he was just like, Pew! Like, let me get out of here before she starts to cry on me. So like he knew already that I was gonna cry. But like he set that up. So they set that up for me. So to rap like that was just like on my first big movie set was just amazing, because the relationships that I had with these people, I can't even explain how much each one of them has touched my heart. Not just David, everybody that was on that cast and crew. So to look out and see them all appreciating me and loving me was like the cherry on top. It was the best experience. I mean, I drove home with like the biggest smile on my face all the way home. Like they were amazing. Yeah, that was the best experience, and that was a great night. So that's the most memorable. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that sounds awesome. I mean, that's just so cool that they did that, and well deserved. I mean, you did an awesome job. I mean, I know everybody keeps using the term, but you killed it. You totally killed it. I mean,
Thank you.
It was awesome, and as did Michael, as did everybody. I thought just everybody did great, and it was great finally seeing, what we had all spent so much time just thinking about, speculating about, and getting hyped about, and then as it got closer, getting to talk to some of you guys and getting, some more kind of teaser info, and it's like, oh man, this is, and then to have it all kind of come together and see how it actually plays out, and still there were surprises. There were still things that I didn't see coming, and I loved it and really enjoyed it, and I just feel like Michael himself was presented in just the most ultimate way he ever has been, and the 78 scenes were just totally on point,
nailed it,
and perfect. Yeah,
Michael Simmons nailed it. Yes.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh man, it was unbelievable. It is getting late. Let's take a couple questions from our viewers, if that's all right.
Okay, sure.
If you can hang out for just a couple more minutes.
Sure, let's go.
Guys, fire away. We're not going to get to everything, but I'm going to pick just a couple random questions. If you've got questions, something that we haven't covered, preferably already, and preferably something that we haven't covered in the previous interview, if you got a good one, and we will ask Carmela while we have her here. Let's see, Ariel, one of our regular viewers, she says, Carmela, you seem so genuine and humble. I'm so happy for you. You did great in Halloween Kills. Can't wait to keep supporting you in the future.
Thank you,
not a
Ariel.
question, but a great,
a beautiful comment. A beautiful comment. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
And here another, not a question yet. We got a little bit more delay than normal tonight, so we're gonna give it a minute for the question. But another great comment here from Amorphous. Representation, especially in horror, is so important, and you are part of history. Your light, your kindness, and your knowledge shines through even on this live.
Oh, can I tell you about him? Wait, can we just get that? No,
sure.
Hold on. Because I was going to make a post about him, so I'm glad that he's on here.
Okay.
He is amazing. Okay, so when the teaser came out a while ago, the behind the scenes teaser, and I was shooting, and everyone was going back to 2018, and they were saying that I was Julian's mom. I remember he came to, because my Instagram wasn't that big at all. Morpheus came to my Instagram and he inboxed me and he was telling me like everyone's like saying you're Julian, whatever. And he was like, I'm from Philly and I'm out in LA and I'm trying to make it, but blah, blah, blah. And it's hard, which LA, now that I know that I've been there, anyone who's making it in LA you can tell that they're strong because it's hard out there. So, so I was, we just were encouraging each other, like, just saying like, good job, you're going to do well, whatever. He was living his dream. So fast forward, the pandemic hits and then Halloween Kills didn't come out. And I believe he had went to the screening. So I couldn't, I think he said that I did great or whatever in the inbox and I couldn't say here nor there because, I'm on the confidentiality side. It's just like, okay, yeah, all right, thank you. So then next thing you know, the pandemic hit and then after that, we delayed it. And then the trailer came out. When the trailer came out, I remember him being a big fan. And I just asked him in an inbox, did you see the trailer? And and when he wrote me back, he was like, Carmela, whatever. And I saw that he had a check mark by his name. And I'm like, check mark? When did he get a check mark? So I go to his page and I'm like, oh, like he is like he is famous now. Like he didn't got famous on me. Like over the pandemic, like he just blew up. Like he is amazing. Like he's worked with Kelly Rowland, Brandy Norwood, like
oh wow,
Fat Joe. Like he has been killing it. And
that's great.
And he used to be I would be on YouTube watching some videos on Halloween, and I would see him literally going to bat for me inside the comments saying, no, that's not Julian's parents. And I know because that's not the same house. Like he was getting on these people about me and Marcus before we were even Vanessa and Marcus to everyone else. So he has been like my number one fan and I'm his number one fan. And I'm so glad that you're on here. And I got to meet him in California as well with his posse. He had a whole crew that was rooting for me inside the premiere. He's seen it in Italy. He's been around. This boy is somebody. So look him up. Look him up and follow him, please. Yeah, he's awesome. And thank you so much for being my number one fan and there from the beginning and defending Marcus and Vanessa, especially me. Thank you.
That is beautiful. That is awesome. I love that. Yeah, thank you so much, Morpheus, for being here and great comment there. And yeah, I love hearing that. And congratulations on all that.
Yeah, congratulations to him. He's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so awesome. Let's see. Another statement of encouragement, Carmela. You're so right. People definitely need to stop overanalyzing so much and just enjoy Halloween Kills. Such an emotionally powerful and beautiful, fun film. I agree completely. Yes. I agree completely. I mean, I felt the emotion in it. I felt the humor in it. I felt the heart in it. And I felt that the love that David Gordon Green and Danny McBride and Scott Teems, they are clearly fans of this franchise because they put so much in there. I felt like it really was made even more than 2018 for the fans. So, I mean, if you didn't love it, I mean, that's fine, to each their own, but I'm just like, I don't know what more you could have wanted. I mean, I loved it.
Everyone is not going to love it, and that's okay. Like no one loves the same Halloween, and no one's wrong for liking different Halloweens. Like everyone has their own preference. Some people may think it's too gory. Some people may think they didn't like the humor. Whatever it is, all I know is that in our lives, we deal with things that are crucial and difficult on a regular day basis. So why not go to the movies and enjoy yourself? Why not sit down and watch Peacock in the comfort of your own home, which you're so lucky to have? Because some people don't have a home. Some people, you're complaining about Halloween and some people don't have food on their table. Like it's something that's there for entertainment, and just think about it. When you get mad at David, like I said, and Jason Blum and all of them, they already knew how you guys are. They already know how passionate you are. So why would they want to take a franchise and mess it up? They wouldn't want to do that because they wouldn't want to hurt you guys. They wouldn't want to hurt their reputation as coming out as good filmmakers and things like that. So believe us when I tell you that it was a labor of love and that everyone involved with this took their time and was worried about how you would feel. So if we can't please everyone, that's okay.
Yeah.
There'll be others.
Sure.
There's going to be an ends. You might love that one. You know, you go back and watch the other ones if you don't like this one. But just take it easy on everybody, because you never know what people are going through. Like, for instance, look inside the story where they were coming to the bar. We didn't know what they were going through, and they were irritating the hell out of us, you know? So the movie may have irritated you, but you don't know what it took to make that movie.
Right.
You don't know those nights when you were at home sleeping and thinking about Halloween and how Halloween Kills could be, and we were out there at nighttime in the cold doing this for you guys. Like, we love you guys. We would not mess this up on purpose for you guys. So if you don't like it, then there will be another one that you'll like.
Yeah.
As long
Absolutely.
as you Halloween is for everyone. Everyone, you know? So
And I've been saying for since we've been doing these lives that this is the best time to be a Michael Myers fan in history. So I mean, what is there? I mean, there's more merch out there. There's more collectibles. There's more chances to meet people like you guys, signings. I mean, there's just so
it's a great time to be a Michael Myers fan, but it's also a great time to be a horror fan, because if this does well, period, there'll be other, like, look, The Exorcist is coming out. There's other reboots that are coming out. Like, okay, so but this has given life to other franchises that could come out. Look at Scream coming out. Like, you have all these other things that are coming out. So it's bigger than Halloween. You know, it's for the community. So when you're upset about it, just think about it helps the community that Halloween is doing well. You know, trash it. You have your opinion. If you want to trash it, that's your opinion. But a lot of people love it. And shoot, there's going to be people who don't like it, but we can't please everybody. And that's okay. I'm not even mad at the people who were saying stuff like, I still love you guys because you are so passionate that you love the Halloween franchise. I'm just happy to be a part of it. Like, so go ahead and express yourself. Go ahead. It's cool. I can take it.
Well, I loved it. We definitely loved it. Nola Ray has a good question. Did you get to keep your prop mask? And I'll add, were you able to keep any of props or any souvenirs from the set?
Well, I don't have my mask. No, I wasn't able to keep that. And I was actually trying to get that outfit as well, too. Hold on. I do have something. I'm in my studio. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Oh. All right. So I don't see myself on the screen anymore, so I have to do this by here. Can you see me?
Yep. I can see it.
All right. So I have my nurse purse.
Oh, nice.
That I carried to the car in 2018, and also was at the table with me and in the car as well. And they gave this to me at the rap party, and they signed it, and they said nice things about me on the nurse purse.
Oh, that is the coolest.
I love them. Okay, and then inside the nurse purse, I had some goodies. Ooh, I got this baby right here.
Nice.
I have
very cool.
And someone put this in my nurse purse. Mob Rules.
Very cool.
Yeah,
yes.
I have that. And then I just
that was of course the working title when y'all were filming. That was like the secret code title.
Yes, it was. So these are my souvenirs from set. And I also have some thank you cards in here from producers as well. So yeah, this is my keepsake. And wait, no, hold on.
Okay.
Got some other stuff.
All right.
All right. So I don't know if you saw this when it was Halloween at home, and I believe James was drinking out of it. He got the party started early. He was drinking out of this. So this is what we got. One of the things we got with our flash. There's Halloween Kills. So I have that.
That's
and then this came in the mail after we were shooting, and I was like, what?
Whoa.
You see?
Nice.
And see what it says?
What does that say on there?
It says Halloween Kills XO JLC.
Wow.
JLC. Yeah. And it says,
the queen herself. Oh, man. That is the coolest.
Jamie. So, I have that as well. So, yeah.
Very cool. So, I see you got some cool souvenirs from set then.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let's see. Larry Moore, one of our regular viewers, he asked, "How did you react to seeing Michael Myers?" I guess he means seeing Michael Myers on set this time around.
It's still terrifying. As soon as he puts that mask on, it's terrifying because it's a blank look. You don't know what they're thinking, and then you don't know what James is thinking, like for real, because he goes deep. So it's like you don't know, like you don't know how you know where he's at in his, So yeah, it's scary. It's very scary. So you don't want to piss him off at all. So yeah, but
Diva
I do
Tyler,
remember. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say Diva Tyler told me that too in our interview that she was. It wasn't hard to act scared shitless because she really was.
Right,
basically.
because the mask is the mask. Like there's no, and it's done so well by Christopher Nelson that you just it's like you're really looking at Michael Myers. Yes.
Awesome. Another question. Lewis Moore asked, "Do you think you'll be a guest at conventions in the future?"
I do think I will be a guest at conventions in the future. Will you come? Will you guys come? Because I'm definitely going to be there.
What do you guys think? I'll come. I want to come meet you. I want to come get an autograph and a photo with you. Absolutely.
Yes, I'll definitely be. I had a great time at Sugar Mint and I met some great people. So yes, I'll definitely be traveling around to conventions.
So that was your first kind of taste of it, and so there you go, guys. She got a little taste of it at the right. That's the right first place. There,
let them know you
right
want to see me, and I'm there. Let Sean know I'm there.
Yes.
Sean Clark.
Yes. Oh, we love Sean, and that's definitely the right crew for you to be hooked up with. So
of course,
there you go, guys.
Convention All Stars.
Conventions.
Convention All Stars.
So tell your area convention promoters that you want to see Carmela McNeil. You want to see her. She's one of the stars of Halloween Kills. And there you go. Start requesting her for your conventions. And she is going to be a regular on the circuit, just like the Vanessa and Marcus cosplay is going to be a regular on the circuit.
Yeah, wear your cosplay outfits, and I'll sign them. I'll sign your
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else do we have in here? Morpheus loves your comments to him. Says love you. Darlene says, "Thank you for sharing the behind the scenes, and you were amazing in Halloween Kills."
Thank you
Darlene
very
says
much.
she will miss your character. She'll miss Vanessa.
I'll miss her too. Thank you.
Let's see.
At least we can keep seeing her on Peacock, though. Yeah.
Yes, you can. There you go. You can still. She lives on Peacock. Let's see. Marco Morales says, "Carmela, I'm edits by Marco on Instagram, and I really loved your character. Just like you said, she was so badass."
Yeah, you did my first edit. You put me in the edit. Yeah, I remember you. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Let's see. Here's another one. A lot of these are more comments. They just love you to death, and
really,
I think because I asked all so many questions that I probably asked them. But Bobby,
well, Carmela loves compliments. Go ahead, put them in, guys.
There's quite a few in here. Bobby likes it spooky. Says, "I'm so proud of you, Carmela. Had the biggest smile on my face when I seen you pop up on screen. Keep doing your thing."
Thank you, Bobby, my Philly guy. Thank you. One of my day ones as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Phil, another one of our regulars here on every Monday night, he's saying that he also thought you were so good. Great job.
Thank you, Phil.
Let's see. Rachel Carruthers, who is part of I don't know if you've heard me talk about this, it's the Halloween Verse. It's a series of parody accounts, which, by the way, there's probably going to be a Vanessa and Marcus account on Twitter now, if there's not already. There's going to be now, but Rachel is one of these. We don't know who runs them. I have no idea. I know it's multiple people throughout the country or the world, but Rachel's a regular viewer, and she just comments that the humor in Kills was done right. And I feel the same way. We've seen humor sometimes not handled right in a few of these other films. I think it was the perfect amount of, laughs when we need it. And I especially loved, I think I said it earlier, but how you guys, especially you and Michael, how you played everything. It wasn't like played for an obvious laugh. You were playing it straight, and this was just how you guys interacted, and it wasn't
That's why I'm shocked by people saying it was funny, because I was just but yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Yes, the humor was placed brilliantly, and that's again the brilliance of Danny McBride, David Gordon Green, Scott Teems. Yeah, that's what that is. Mm-hmm.
Let's see who else we got in here. Vanessa is an icon, Marco says. Marco Morales.
Thank you.
She is not only in one movie, but in 2 Halloween movies. And that's a very good point. I mean,
give her respect now, because, people still calling her the nurse out there. These other channels are still calling her the nurse and still calling Marcus the doctor. We are Vanessa and Marcus, and we were in 2 Halloweens. Thank you.
Absolutely.
You can't take that away from us. You can't take it away from us.
There's not many people. That is a pretty exclusive club that has been in more than one movie. That means your characters survived. So yeah, that is awesome. And yes, Vanessa and Marcus, they are part of this mythology now, part of this iconography of this whole legacy now, for sure.
They are. They're cemented now. Yes.
Somebody says we wouldn't have the new Scream if it wasn't for Halloween 2018.
There you go.
Agree with that. I agree. Totally. Oh, yeah. They greenlit that, like, I bet you the week after Halloween 2018 opens, they were like, hook it up. We're doing another one. We're bringing legacy characters back, and we're calling it Scream, even though,
Yeah, right. Yeah. There's look at Chucky. Look at Chucky. Look at I Know What You Did Last Summer. Look at like this is your time, guys. Like this is instead of being upset about it, embrace it. Embrace it. It's living living this horror moment that you have right now.
Absolutely.
Because next thing you know, it might be musicals. So
it might be that might be the next big.
They'll have me singing around a fire hydrant. I'll do it. But listen, right now it's horror. So go ahead and eat it up, guys.
So in other words, enjoy the horror moment, guys.
Yes, enjoy it.
Although I'd still pay to see you in a musical. I'd go. I'd be there.
I'll get that white umbrella and I'll sing in the rain. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, Matt. Me. I'll warm up my voice right now. Don't do it. Don't you do.
Oh, I love it. That might be the next thing. Who knows?
Carmela is born. There you go. Carmela is born. I'll come out there like Lady Gaga. I'll do it.
There you go. Carmela's born. I love it. We gotta get you in one of those Oscar bait type movies. We gotta, because now I think you've proven that you can hold your own with some of these actors that have been around for so long and just a production this size. So
I feel like it's time for Leonardo DiCaprio to get a leading woman, and who else would be better than Carmela McNeil, right? Don't you want to see me and Leonardo DiCaprio together?
I would love that. Oh my God.
Me and Robert De Niro, I love Robert De Niro. That's a whole.
Oh my God! Yeah. I mean, I'm not even just saying that. I mean, I would love to.
Hey, who knows?
That. I mean, just
who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
That's Leo. Come on, man. I mean,
right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see. Cosplay Michael Myers says, "Thank you, Carmela, for signing my skull mask I rehauled for you at Sugarmint. Love your performance. Take care."
Thank you. I want to tell you about him too. I need to tell you about all him.
That's fine. Go for it.
The Sugarmint Gallery. He stood in line. He was like the last in line, and he took pictures with everyone. He was dressed up as Michael Myers, and he took pictures with everyone. And he had made a skull mask with hair hanging out as Vanessa. This is before I had even seen the movie, and he stood in line. He wanted Chris to see it, but Chris had already left, unfortunately. But I was there, and I waited to the very end to make sure that I saw him and that I was able to sign for him, and that I was so honored that he made that for Vanessa. So it was my first fan-made item for Vanessa, and I really, truly appreciate it. Not only that, him being a sport, taking pictures with everyone, him being in the back of the line, and I will show Chris the picture of what you did if he hasn't seen it already, so he can see it, because you did a great job. Thank you.
Very cool. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure there'll be lots more of that. Like I said, I mean, now this has given those silver shamrock masks like a whole nother life and a whole nother purpose now, and deeper than even what they were, which was already cool. But now it's like it's tied to you guys. It's tied to this iteration of the franchise.
Can
So
I
I
say
think
one
we're
thing about the mask as well?
yes.
Sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
no,
Jay
no.
Gavin
Please.
Wild, I want to give everybody their props. Like I feel like everyone needs to be. We work for our
Absolutely.
names and we worked hard in this movie. So Jay Gavin Wild is a young man who was who had the mask initially at the Big John and Little John's house on the porch and
Yes,
stole the
yes.
candy. So I want to give him his props because he had the mask on the whole time, and he's a
That's
talented
right.
young actor. So give him his props as well. I wanted to put his name out there because you can't see his face, so now you know who he is, and he's a talented young man. And his
You
mom is
hear
is beautiful.
you hear that, guys? Jay Gavin Wild, and yes, our friends Salem and Giselle worked with him
Right,
very closely, obviously, and they both
right.
spoke very highly of him. And much like some of your relationships, the three of them, those three Silver Shamrock trick or
I
treaters,
saw all
have
friends now.
remained tight for the
Mm-hmm.
2 years since filming Wrapped. They communicate every day, much like you and Nancy and Kyle are now like in contact all the time. And so it was cool to hear that. And I've not we need to get him on here too. But you're exactly right. He actually didn't get to take the mask off ever. He was
Mm-hmm.
had it on. They had theirs kind of with them in those
Mm-hmm. He
scenes.
played Dennis.
Dennis, there we go. And yes, they say at one point, is that Dennis's mask? And so you guys too, yes, you guys
Yes,
share a bond there with the Silver Shamrock skull.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So there you go, guys. Jay Gavin Wild, very cool. Let's see. What other questions do we have in here? Let's see. Again, it's mostly comments. I think probably because I asked all the questions everybody can think of right now, and it's after midnight, and they're like, just wrap it up, Matt. But uh, Nathaniel Barton says that your death was so sad. Yeah, I mean, we were just really getting you,
I
Sammy, Vanessa, and
know.
Marcus around, and just really getting to love them. And
I know.
but damn it, Michael. And but hey, guys, it is called Kills. I mean, we kind
Right.
of. As David Gordon Green has said, when once they named it Kills, he figured that they had to deliver. So we gotta.
There's one more thing I would say about my death as well too.
Yes.
So up until that point, there was stunt was doing a lot of the stunts of that night, and Jim was like relaxing a little bit, like he was getting himself together, in his own or whatever. And
Hmm.
when it came time for me to do that scene, I don't know if he sensed it because him and I have like this connection. I don't know if he sensed it or not, but he was like, "I'll do it." Like he had a blanket around him. He was nice and warm and toasty, and he took the blanket off and got up there and got in that car and said, "I'll kick it." Like he was the one who was going to kick it. So that is actually James Drew Courtney kicking that door. It could have been anyone's foot. It
Yeah.
could have been anyone, but that's
Yeah.
him kicking it for me. And I remember freaking out when I was laying on the ground and I had just died and he did the head tilt. And when we got finished and cut, I said, "Did you head tilt on me? Like, did you do the head tilt on me?" I was so
Yes.
happy that he did the iconic head tilt when I was dead.
Yes.
I was just like, yes, like, yeah, she deserved that. Yeah, I'm glad that you did the head tilt on
That's
Vanessa.
another. Yes, that's another detail that I'd forgotten. But you're exactly right. Yes, he does
And
the
he
tilt
did that.
right
He did
there.
that. He's just awesome. Like,
And that was
yeah,
just James. That was just James
that
taking
was
that
just
moment
James
to
being
put
James.
that
Like, he
in.
just, and I remember when I got him, I was like, "Did you do that for me? Oh, you did the head tilt for me?" Like,
That's
that was
awesome.
huge. That's huge because everyone knows that head tilt.
Oh yeah.
Everyone knows it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That
So, yeah.
that well, we talked before. I mean, he kind of you guys had that moment in 2018 where you kind of had eye contact. So this was a while coming. I feel like he spotted you kind of like he
Oh,
spotted
yeah.
Lori once upon a
Oh,
time, and
yeah.
it
He
was
was
like,
ready.
oh yeah, he remembered you. I feel like
He was ready. Yeah. He remembered my behind. Yeah.
that is so cool though that he threw that in there for
Yes,
you. That is
yes, because
cool.
I was already nervous, and then for it to be that one take and him to be involved with it was awesome. Yeah, I'm glad.
That is really cool.
So many memories, so many good memories.
Absolutely. Let's see. Sammy Gomez, another one of our regulars, says we appreciate you, and we absolutely do. Darlene again says, Darlene says you're so wonderful to your fans. Thank you. A lot of appreciation. Everybody just loving the fact that you're here. Again, this is new for all of us on Monday nights, having somebody other than my face and my voice. So this is a treat for these guys. I think maybe even more than it. Well, not more than it is for me. I'm the most geeked here, I think. But
I'm happy to be here. So happy to be here. Can I say one thing about the fans too? So
yes.
when I did my interview,
yes,
prior to LA, prior to Halloween coming out, I play around and I say about 10 fans. I had my day ones that were in there. Didn't have that many followers. My Instagram has been going crazy along with my Twitter since this came out. And before, when I was in an interview, and I'm not complaining, I love you guys, but before, when I was in the interview with you, I said that I try to comment back on everyone. I can't keep up right now. Like, I'm trying. So if I take a long time getting back to you, if you inbox me, if you commented and I haven't gotten to it yet, I promise I'm trying. I haven't even had a chance to post pictures, really. I was going through a time because this week was the death of my mom's week. So I was going through a lot. So I just want you guys to know that I'm trying to get to it. And I also want you to know that in the future, as it keeps growing, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up. So I'm going to just give a blanketed thank you every now and then. So thank you very much for all your comments and loving Vanessa. Just thank you. I'm going to get to them because I'm like ping-ponging between Twitter and Instagram. And then my kids came with TikTok and tell me I'm on TikTok. I'm like, wait a minute now, I can't. This is too much. So yeah, so thank you. I will get to everybody. Just thank you for the love. Thank you so much.
That is awesome. I know everybody's welcoming you and just excited and loving the character, loving the movie. Like I said, this is just such a celebration tonight and right now, just the moment we're in. I mean, it's great because it's mid-October, it's Halloween time, but I mean, we've got a Michael Myers movie in theaters. Mm-hmm. It's really good. You know, it's a bona fide hit. It defied the odds. You know, defeated Venom, defeated James Bond.
Yes.
You know, like I mean,
with Peacock, and still had Peacock.
Yeah, even competing against itself on Peacock, it's still that didn't even hurt it, and I knew it wouldn't. I knew that because I'm who they're talking to. I'm like, well, I could sit home and watch it on Peacock, and technically, it even probably save me money from theater. It would save me money, but I asked everybody when they announced that here. I was like, well, what are you guys gonna do? Because I know what I'm gonna do opening night. You know, like, and everybody said the same thing, and that's why I was like, it's not gonna change anything. And if anything, all it changes is maybe a few people that wouldn't have otherwise gone to the theater, already were not going to go to theater, might have watched it. So if anything, we got a few extra eyes on it. But everybody that was going to go to the theater, I feel like they clearly went to the theater.
They went. Yes. And thank you for going. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's see. We kind of covered this, but maybe you can expand a little bit. Summit, another one of our longtime regular viewers, says, what was your favorite and most emotional scene? I guess that could be two different ones, favorite and, or if they're the same.
Favorite scene. There's every scene was my favorite scene because I was in it. If I'm going to be totally honest, each scene was special to me because it was a whole scene, and each scene had different layers. So you saw, like, you know, Vanessa turn upset when she found out why they were there and what had happened to them. You saw her upset at Marcus in another way. You saw her crying out of fear in the car. So like, I got to show many layers of my acting, and that was good because, you know, I come from, and just like a lot of actors like me that are here, come from co-star roles where we have a couple lines or maybe one line or something like that, and you can't really show what you can do. So I was just thankful that the character of Vanessa I was able to show a lot of what I can do, and you guys got to see that. So for me, that was fulfilling as an actress to be able to show that, and and for everyone to see it, and then everyone to like it, and then say that I did a great performance. Like that's it's that's what you want as an actor. That's what you want as an actress. That's what you work hard for. That's what we do. Everyone who gets up and they do these self tapes and they go in front of these casting directors, we all just want to be appreciated. That's all. So yeah, thank you for appreciating me. Thank you.
And I talked about it again. We talked about it before and with Michael, but I just think both of your stories are stories of, and you both said it in your own ways when we talked before, but I just want to repeat it for everybody that, you got to give your all every time, because neither one of you guys knew you were going to end up with Roll Yet in 2018. It's not what either of you were auditioning for initially or thought you were going to be getting initially. And neither of you thought you were going to be in the sequel, even though you survived the 2018 one. It wasn't really on your radar that, we're going to maybe come back. It was just like,
right.
But you gave it your all. You made that brief scene count. You made it memorable, and you made an impression on the right people. And then, here we are. So
the rest is history.
Yeah, it's inspiring, not to give up and to know that just because you didn't get it right away or didn't get what you thought you wanted, maybe it's because something else that you didn't know you wanted is coming right around the corner.
You never know. That day that you give up, the next day could have been the day that you could have made it. You never know. Yes. So yes, just give your all every time and everything that you do. Not just in acting and anything that you're doing in your career, anything that you're doing in your life, give your all. Because you never know who's watching. You never know how it might pay off. You never know who's looking for whatever they're looking for. You never know. So yeah. If you want to use this as an encouraging story, I will let you have it. Yes. Yeah, you can have it.
It's definitely encouraging and inspiring. All right, I'm going to take just like a couple more, like maybe 2 or 3 more questions, if that's all right.
That's okay.
Let's see. Byron Weaver, one of my longtime supporters, viewers. He's here every Monday. Super passionate fan. He's got a ton of pitches for future movies, and he's probably going to have one about somehow how he could bring Marcus and Vanessa back, or maybe a prequel. It could be Halloween 2017, go back a year, and who knows what was going on.
Who knows?
Byron asks a good question. How was it working with Judy Greer and Anthony Michael Hall?
Oh, okay. So Judy Greer, I saw her on set. We didn't actually work together.
Okay.
I saw her knitting on set, and I didn't want to bother her, so I didn't talk to her at all. But I don't know if you guys saw it, but I had reposted in my story, Judy Greer said I was great in this movie before I even saw the movie. So I was just like, Judy Greer knows who I am. Like she knew who I was. And this is before I saw the movie. So I didn't know what my role looked like or how they edited it or anything like that. But she said that I did a great job and I shared it on my story. And we had never communicated prior to that. And then when we were at the premiere and David Gordon Green called us all up to stand in the front, the first person I went to hug that I stood next to was Judy. And I told her, thank you for the post. So that was our first time meeting at the premiere. And she's an amazing woman, so cool. Just like everyone else. So that was great. And Anthony Michael Hall, like I said in our interview before, that it was an honor to meet him because I grew up watching him, in the 80s. Like everyone knows, 16 Candles and the Breakfast Club, I thought that I was going to marry Judge Reinhold. I was like so into the 80s back then, so he's part of that whole thing. So to see him and know that I was working with Anthony Michael Hall, who was 80s royalty, like 90s royalty. Like he's best friends with Robert Downey Jr. Like, are you serious? Like this man is right here. And to watch him work, like you've seen him as Tommy, like look how intense that man is. Like you don't want to be around him with a bat when he's acting. I'm telling you, like it can get a little crazy. And he was really great. He stepped into that role and he owned it. Yeah. So yeah, he was really it was a pleasure being around, knowing that I'm in a movie with them, let alone being able to actually physically work with them. It was awesome. Yeah.
That is awesome. And I thought they both did a great job in their respective roles in this one. And I mean, of course, Judy, had a lot more demanding role this time around, I feel like, and as did Andy. I feel like they both,
they took the baton and they ran with it, right?
They really did.
They really did. They really did. Like girl power. Like they were awesome.
Absolutely.
Can we talk about Andy too? Can we?
Yes,
There's one scene that Andy has that is just like every time I've seen it so far, when Judy tells her to go sit by her grandmother and that tear comes down and she wipes that damn tear like that.
Yes.
Oh, girl, you killed it. Yeah, she's so good. She's so good. Yeah.
Yes.
There's so many nuances in this thing where you could just tell the acting is just superb. Like, from Jamie Lee Curtis on down, it's amazing. Yeah, we all did great.
That is awesome. Hang on just 1 second, guys. I gotta switch my camera battery out. It got a little too hot. And I think everybody can still hear me right now.
I don't know how much my phone has.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up in just a minute, but let's see. Oh, I don't know why that is not showing my screen now on the Zoom. What is up with that? Well, let me see if that... Sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody. Just a second. Up. Might
really have to sing, huh?
Might. Let's see. Maybe if I hang tight for 1 second, everybody. Yeah, this shouldn't affect the Zoom, but let me restart our broadcast. Not going to restart the broadcast, but. All right, guys. Give me just 1 second to work this out, and then we'll be back. We're about to wrap it up anyway, but if y'all can just hang for just 1 quick second.
Can I? Yeah. Okay. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
This has been so awesome. All right. Here we are. We are back, I think. Let's see. Are we back, guys? I think we're back. We should be back. Some of them are hanging out. I think we're back on. We still got that delay. There we
Okay.
go. There we go. Okay, we're back. We're back, more or less to wrap it up. But sorry about that, everybody. Technical difficulties. First time with live guest, and we are running even longer than my normal blabbing goes on these some of these Monday nights. So anyway, if you're still here and stuck it out through the technical difficulties, thank you. We're
Thank
back
you.
for just a few minutes. Um, but I forget where we were when we left off. But I'm gonna.
I think they asked how was it working with Anthony Michael Hall with Brian Weaver, I
Yes,
believe.
yes, and
I wrapped that up.
yes.
I hope you got everything you needed out of that, Brian. So now we're going to the next one.
Absolutely. I think we got that, and I'll just put out the call now. How about one more good kick-ass question, guys? And it's almost 1:00. It's technically not Monday anymore, so we've got to wrap this up now.
Talk too much Tuesday.
That's right. Talk too much Tuesday. That's it. So if anybody's got one more really good one, fire away. You got just a minute before we go. But again, as we're wrapping up here, Carmela, I mean, this has just been a pleasure for me again to catch up with you and to talk even more in depth and just for me, just talking through some of what I saw on screen, because Sue, my wife, and I, we've been talking about it all weekend anyway, and just geeking out about it, and talking online with some of these guys. So this has been fun, getting even more inside info, and like I said in our first interview, I just love hearing these stories from the set, being such a fan, and just wanting to know that it was a positive experience behind the camera for you
definitely.
guys, and hearing that it was, and hearing that everybody, David Gordon Green and just everybody was so positive to work with. It just makes it feel even better to be so passionate about this stuff.
Absolutely. Yes. And I'm glad that that's coming across, or I hope I can help it come across in this interview, because they really do love this franchise. They really do. And they care about it. They care about the fans. We all do. So yeah. And thank you, fans, for welcoming Vanessa and Carmela into your world, because it is awesome in here, and I'm so glad you let me come in. Thank you.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay, well, last question. Summit has a good one. And do you have any other projects lined up right now? I mean, I know you're going to be hitting the convention circuit here soon. I know that. But do you have any other acting projects in the pipeline right now?
So season 2 of Righteous Gemstones, when that starts, I am coming back again for season 2.
Awesome.
And I am John Goodman's secretary in the flashbacks. My name is Trudy. I was on season 1 and I didn't have a name at first. I was secretary. Now I'm Trudy. So look out for Trudy when she comes in Righteous Gemstones season 2 on HBO. And I just booked something the other day. So hopefully I'll get more bookings, and then you'll see a lot of me. So yeah. So hopefully some directors and some producers saw that and they saw Vanessa and they like what they saw. So yeah. Hopefully you'll see me soon on a lot of things. So yeah.
Awesome. So
fingers
cool.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yes. Well, we'll definitely be looking forward to Gemstones. I love that show as it is.
Oh yes. Hilarious.
So yeah, it is a hilarious show. It's so good, so great, and great to see you continuing your artistic collaboration with David's crew and the Rough House crew there, and their whole
Rough House family. That's my family. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
That's my family.
So,
yes.
So there you go, guys. Keep your eye out for Trudy on Gemstones, Righteous Gemstones season 2, and keep watching for convention appearances and other projects coming up.
Oh yeah, coming to a city near you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, this has been an historic Michael Myers Monday. Again, I apologize to you. I apologize to our audience for the technical glitches. Hopefully, we'll work that out a little bit better in the future. But truth is, it'll probably still happen from time to time. So that's just the way it is when we're live. So, but I appreciate you guys for putting up with it and sticking it out, and Carmela for hanging out with me tonight. This has been fun.
Thank you for having me, Matt. This is so much fun. Thank you so much.
Oh man.
And thank you, everyone. Have a great night. See you on Instagram and Twitter and I guess TikTok too. I had to figure that out. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Me too.
Follow me. I'll see you later.
Awesome.
Thanks, Matt.
Awesome.
All right. Have a great night.
Thank you so much, Carmela. You have a great night and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Go see Kills again and again and again and again. Bye.
That's right. That's right. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now too. This, again, has been just an amazing night. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, I can't thank Carmela enough for doing this. And hopefully we're going to be doing more of this, having other guests on here live in the future. Hopefully we'll work out the technical glitches just a little bit. Part of it is that we've been on so long tonight, and that was me just with my excited yapping and blabbing and stuttering my way through this because I'm still just so excited to talk about the movie itself. But that was great, wasn't it, guys? Wasn't that awesome? I mean, yeah, what better way to kick off? I mean, this is for the franchise in some ways kind of New Year's Day, I feel like, because now the countdown officially begins for Halloween Ends. We're 1 year away, technically a few days less than a year. And so here we are. It is October now 19th. And we got one more Monday before October 31st. Be sure to join us for that. And that's coming up. Well, what will the date be on that Monday? I think that'll be the 25th. That'll be our last Monday before October 31st. That's going to be another big one here. Be sure to check out my full interview with Douglas Tate, dropping tomorrow here on the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, like the video, share. And if you're watching this on replay and didn't get your comment in the chat, drop us a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And drop a comment for Carmela. Let you know what you thought of her performance. I thought it was great, as I keep saying. So, again, guys, this has been a blast. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, be sure to subscribe to the channel and go see Halloween Kills again. Let's break some more records in week number 2. And I will be back here with you next Monday. I'll be back before then. We'll be back for another live stream Friday. And we've got lots of other cool content in addition to Doug's interview coming up this week. So, again, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Be here for next Monday's Michael Myers Monday Live. You're not going to want to miss that one. Who knows what surprises we'll have in store? Who knows who might be stopping in then? So, until then, everybody, I'm Matt Arts. For Halloween Daily News, thank you for watching, and happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody.